Getting back to your point, though, about boats in the water, what's the future likely to be? I don't know. It's political on both sides of the Pacific, but it's something we could do if we wanted to do as a nation. I would imagine there is a lot of scope for cooperation in construction. Clearly, there is a deficit in supply in building. One of my personal thoughts is a solution, and it may be what they're planning anyway, is that we co-build the two different fleets. So as we do with aeroplanes that we buy from America down here in Melbourne, Australia manufactures certain components for all of the F-35 fleets wherever they go in the world. That's given rise to some demonstrations about Australia exporting arms, et cetera. So there's no reason we couldn't do that with shipbuilding or submarine building. If you look at break a submarine down into some different bits, basically it's a very expensive cigar tube with a propulsion system and a bunch of electronics inside. I'm sure it's well within Australia's ability to build the cigar tubes.
Yes.
We know the nature of the agreement is that the propulsion, the nuclear propulsion, is going to be a black box which gets popped into it like a battery into a torch, probably a bit more complicated than that. But we don't have to lay awake at night learning how to build nuclear propulsion systems. We just build the tube.
You just buy them off GE or whoever produces them. Yeah.
I think Rolls-Royce.
Rolls-Royce.
We've invested some money in the
because
factory.
Because of the UK involvement, yes.
And so then there's all the avionics, whatever they call them in submarines. The electronics.
Underwater avionics.
Underwater
The subonics.
Subonics, yes.
Which are basically systems that we're buying and using anyway. So I don't think it's beyond our abilities to do that. How many we need, how quickly we could do it. If we had a joint workforce, I think the German submarines, when I was dealing with them, proposed that they would take control of the shipyard in Australia, in South Australia, but they would insist that the first two boats be built in the German dockyards in Kiel with the Australian workers learning on the job, and then they would come down. So a similar situation, which would also mean that we're augmenting the American workforce. Right? It means that our boats could be maintained in America, American boats could be maintained for us. Yes, thank you very much. The Treasurer would be very pleased if we start servicing American submarines.